A valiant soldier in the ranks. We've lost him to the female trickery of feminism, but it's okay. We're gonna keep on pushing.
What's my life? It's your boy Laughs. I made looking cute, looking clean, looking sexy. Putting it in your face.
Wow, that was crazy. That's not where I thought he was going.
Whoa. I ain't got no problem with dark-skinned girls. I bang them all the time. Wait, hold on.
How have you done it, Joe?
Yo, what's good? We back again for the last time in 2023. It is Make Sense. I'm your host, the deep voiced dark chocolate man himself, Monroe.
Oh my God, that's what he's calling himself.
I gotta go with the flow of the voice for today. Also, I'm not alone. I'm joined by a colorful crew of collective people.
Yo.
First and foremost, to my immediate right, that is, y'all.
I don't even want to be on your immediate right, but
the Black Yusuke. You know what? Fine. You don't want to be there. You ain't got to be. On my immediate right, we do have the amazing patron saint degenerates. It is the Afro Comedy 765.
You already know. Your local neighborhood scumbag hitting the folks are daily dose of dirtbag. Same gimmick, different day. Ready to kill it since Monterey spent all his time dancing in the rain.
I didn't just some unfortunate allergies tried to stop me from speaking, but not today. Also, we are joined by the Black Yusuke, Gay Unico Williams.
Hey, it's the final. Oh my goodness. It's the final. Make it make sense this year. I hope y'all do better this year, bro. Real shit.
Oh boy. Well, you see what we done went through. But yes, on this show, my final show of the year, I always make sure to go through the trending topics that we went through throughout the year and give you the top 10, at least that this show is covered, the top 10 trending topics of 2023. It has been a wild year. We have seen some crazy stuff. So enjoy yourself for about half an hour as I give you a lovely reminder of things we have gone through this year and how we reacted to them. And you can get those feelings back. So, anybody can make their own personal guesses as to what's number 1, 2, and 3, anything of that nature. But without further ado, let me go ahead.
I think we're looking really good right now. My boy Afro Kami hitting the bong. You being extra, don't give a damn. And then me, I'm just out here.
This is Joe waiting for an outfit compliment. Give him his swag compliment. Joe, you
can I have a swag compliment?
You look mighty fanboyed out.
Oh, wow. Shut
up, because all you want to do is talk about Bleach.
Speaking of Bleach, though, I mean,
let's talk about
Bleach was an amazing thing that happened this year, yo.
There were some cute things that happened with Bleach, so that was
great on that. But I'm not gonna get on the anime because anime didn't just make the overall trending topics this time. But I'm gonna give you the number 10. The number 10, I feel as though was crazy for the current time that it was. It was some of the most notoriety that women's basketball had gotten in a long time.
Brittany Griner.
No.
Not Brittany Griner.
No, when he said women's basketball, I thought about Brittany Griner and Russia. Okay, we're talking about the sexy one. I get it. Okay, I didn't see the picture yet.
For some reason, they don't want to show pictures.
Oh my God!
You had one job.
This thing said that was Brittany.
I heard was
Brittany Griner.
I heard WNBA. I was like, that bitch got out of the Hooskow this year. Didn't she? Or was that 2022?
It was no years ever.
No, she was in the gulag. She was in the gulag for a second.
I'm about when she was over there in Russia.
Whatever. Anyway, continue.
That wasn't the event I was mentioning. I don't know why.
Well, who knew the WNBA was going to be so eventful in 2023?
No, but what he's talking about, what I'm referring to, since the picture doesn't necessarily want to show for whatever reason, it is the Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark fiasco of the college women's National Basketball Association, not like the actual women NBA, but the college one, where pictures could freaking show.
They
It
are
was,
now.
yes, for some reason pictures don't want to show anything. It's like that. No, they'll show the Steve Harvey one, which this is an honorable mention, so I don't even have to worry about this as much. Shout out to Steve Harvey, because everybody has to remember the Steve Harvey fiasco where supposedly Marjorie had cheated on him, but that's not even the number 10.
With the security guard, right?
Here we are. You all remember the Angel Reese and the Caitlin Clark fiasco during their college playoffs with LSU and Iowa, where first it was Caitlin Clark because she was having a ball out game the game before, balled out, made some, just some gestures, when you do versus basketball, when you're doing competitive sports. The Angel Reese, when they were blowing out Iowa, decided, I'm gonna show it back in your face. And for some reason, this decided to trend everywhere. It was racial topics thrown in the mix of it. People just wanted to discuss this. Angel Reese became a household name overnight for different reasons. And it was just a wild, few days, with pictures like this just was everywhere. So, okay, cool. This is what we're doing. So this is the number 10 story. Do we have any commentary from our collective guest out here?
I hope she doesn't take any weed to Russia.
Oh my goodness.
Let's keep it moving. This really wasn't news. Let's go.
No, ain't none of this gonna be news. You got to remember, none of them gonna be news.
No, like something that, like it is what it is. Like, all right, Angel Reese, let's get it.
She got fat ass for a basketball player.
No,
gosh.
What you said for a basketball player, bro?
Yeah.
Basketball player guards, 1s and 2s. Oh, they got fatties.
See, I expect them to be tall, and usually tall is flat.
No, they be tall and got fat butts. Have you seen that Cambridge girl?
I have not, but have you seen Glorilla's boob job though?
She's not 6'9".
I know, but we're objectifying women. I was just getting in where I could fit in.
That's fair.
No, y'all are. But either way, this is number 10. So as we go from 10 to 9, 9. You want to bring up news. 9 has something to do with a very popular news app, news channel. People use this app for some of everything, and it trends. When we talk about trending things, this is where you trend, and we ain't talking about X. We're talking about TikTok, because we're talking about the possible ban of TikTok that was over the course of the earlier part of this year, where it went all the way to the Supreme Court, had to sit here and decide, are we going to ban TikTok from the United States people? Everybody was almost losing their stuff. They could lose some of their paychecks. They could lose their ability to do TikTok dances.
The TikTok paycheck loss is crazy.
We could lose everything.
It's actually crazy.
Like, we had to realize we actually had to discuss the possibility that TikTok might have gone missing. So I have to add in and ask my colorful crew, what do you have to say about the possible TikTok ban that we almost had?
Go ahead, Afro Kami, because I don't give a fuck.
Here's the thing with the TikTok ban, yo. Is it a Chinese intelligence collecting device? Yes, it is. Allegedly. I mean, not allegedly. They sort of proved that before.
Go ahead, go to the butt part.
But people are addicted to social media, bro. And if they can find a way, listen. This just proved that people care more about fucking likes and views than whether or not a foreign power is spying on them. And that just is what it is.
Fair.
No, anything else?
I think that about covers it. I mean, all these TikTokers are still out here getting fucking 10 cents per million views, and fucking hopefully that'll translate into a YouTube audience at some point so they can actually make some money.
Yes, we are doing our best out here. Thank you very much. And of course, I have to make sure to give room for the surprises. Make sure everybody gives a wonderful shout out and thank you for joining us. Miss Ebony Moonbeam. Yes, we do have the great, lovely Ebony Moonbeam joining us today.
We're chilling.
How you doing?
Can she come in? Oh, is she coming in?
She's already here. As you can see.
Oh, yo.
So, Miss Ebony, as you can see, you haven't missed much of anything. We just went over the bottom two.
I'm not going to talk anymore the rest of the day. It
was just the Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark
it just kind of messed me up
from earlier this year. That was number 10. Number 9 was the possible TikTok ban. They had to go through earlier part of this year as well. Those number 9. So just those two things. If you want to give any extra thoughts on those two for the T forward. The floor is yours.
Dude, I'm so scared of her. I just want y'all to know right now.
Oh my goodness.
You're scared of who? Me?
You girl.
Why?
This is Joe. He is
Because
the eclectic black uncle of this group, in case you didn't know. We apologize for him ahead of time.
But we've
Goodness.
done so many shows together. That's why I'm like,
Listen,
why are you
Joe's
all of a
forever
sudden
awkward.
worried,
He can't
afraid
help
of
it.
me all of a sudden?
I'm just so
He is an
afraid of
older
you.
black gentleman. You know how they work. Come
First off,
on.
can I? So before we do this,
I
can
thought
I
you
ask
weren't
you a
talking
question?
anymore.
Well, I gotta ask you a question.
Okay, see.
Can we have a Chris? Not Christmas, New Year's Eve party tomorrow?
Actually, we have an episode already.
I was gonna
Can
say the
what
wife
I'm saying?
reviews.
No, that's
We were
cute.
supposed to
But
just
can we
tonight,
just
but
do one at 12 o'clock? Just us, all of us.
why you trying to make up for not showing up to Halloween? Is that why you're afraid of me?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I was
I'm
trying to want
being
to figure
real
out
with
why
you,
you were afraid of me. No, we good.
man.
There
Y'all
were so
know
many
that
people there.
y'all the top 5% of the most beautiful women I've ever met in my life. So what I'm trying to say to you is this: please, at midnight,
I'll ask the girls if they're
I
free.
have
I'm
some more.
free. I'm not
I
going
got,
out, so.
I got something for you.
And on that note, okay,
But
Hey,
I
if
can tell you how I feel about the first two.
go
The
ahead.
angel stuff was insane, and per usual, it made me look at white people the way I look at white people in 2023,
Auntie,
and just
auntie,
with like
one time for the
a
one time, auntie.
oh, you got the marshmallows.
I had them. It just I had a bad day.
It's fine. Everybody can have a bad day.
the fact
But
this nigga
We're
still has
gonna have more
marshmallows
group
from 2 months
episodes,
ago is ridiculous.
relax,
unopened
nigga.
at that. But as someone that's done competitive sports the majority of her life up until I got old, um, that's competition for you. And I'm a strong believer that if she was a man, that wouldn't have even been a conversation. So I thought that was dumb as hell. But I'm glad to see that she's still doing well and it didn't really mess up too much for her. And that is what it is. And the TikTok ban, I was a smidge worried about the TikTok ban only because earlier this
TikTok
year was
Negro alert.
no. But no, because when TikTok first came out, I didn't even have it, and back in the day, you couldn't watch a TikTok video if you didn't have an account. So I had finally opened one up, but never posted anything. And then I was like at requesting people and stuff. And I was like, I guess I should post something so people know who's trying to be their friend or whatever. So this year was really the first time that I like really went in and started putting a lot more content on there. And so my
Mm.
focus was trying to understand the algorithm and all of that stuff like that. So to hear like somewhere where I'm just kind of freshly coming in and I know it's big and then they're like, oh, we may ban it. I was like, they bet not because I just
Hmm.
started putting all my stuff on there. Like, what you mean you gonna ban it and I'm just now getting on it?
Okay,
But
Miss Moonbeam, I have a question for you since you've expressed that
Ask them.
that sentiment right there.
okay.
So you don't care if it's a Chinese intelligence collecting device.
What?
You don't care if
I
TikTok is a tool that's used to basically spy on the rest of the world. And I'm just playing devil's
I'm
advocate here, folks.
I'm gonna give you the answer to that. No, because Facebook already does that.
This is true.
That
And so
that
does
is a
Mm.
very
and so
fair
does
point.
everything else. So if
Mm.
I have to,
But at
so
least
if I want to
Facebook's
be bothered,
American owned. It's not
yeah.
a
But
foreign
honestly,
power collecting the
I'm more
data.
worried about my own country and what they can
What are
do
we
to
on?
us,
8?
like
We're on like
than
8.
Yeah.
China. That I don't really think I think people think that other countries care about the U.S. a little bit more than they do.
There
I
we
think
go.
they
That's the
only
answer
care
I'm
about
looking
the
for.
U.S. when it comes to like, okay, just in case they try and pop off, we're prepared. But
Yeah,
it's like the aliens or whatever. Like, if aliens do exist, they don't give a shit about Earthlings. We're dumb as fuck. Like, if they wanted to do anything with us, they would have did it already. Like,
yeah, if they could make it here
I'm
first,
more
they could definitely
concerned.
win.
Yeah, yeah, I'm way more concerned with my own country, especially as a melanated person in America. I'm worried about my own country way more than I am China. So that
Yeah, they
that
still
that
can't beat us
aspect
in a
of it doesn't
fight.
bother me. It can't. So I'm not. I'm
And
not. I'm not pressed about it.
on that note, we shall continue to number 8.
We're
And the
on
eight,
8. We're on
yes,
8.
yes, y'all had a lovely discussion. I'm a fan of it. Number 8. Well, speaking of fighting, you don't have to fight when it comes to football, but you do have to do some physical punishment. And at the beginning of this year,
Mm.
Damar Hamlin did go through a very traumatic incident that actually put a stop to Monday Night Football. That actually made them cancel the rest of the game. It was the Bills Bengals game during the regular season, and it was a very serious incident that actually made people have to take pause and look at the physicality of the sport and just the realness of the fact that these people are real to it. They are people. They have lives. They're not just figures on our screen for our entertainment or for our betting. You know everything like that. So we actually have to look at that. We actually have to hold that dear to our hearts. It was a pretty serious moment, so we do have to make sure to just let people remember and understand, and happiness comes from the fact that Damar Hamlin has been able to make pretty much a full recovery. Really happy from that. Any commentary from my lovely fan, lovely guest as Inigo Williams vanishes and comes back shortly.
Okay, I've got the hot take for you.
Oh
And
boy.
listen, this is coming from I'm a wrestling fan. If you don't know the history of wrestling, listen, the show goes on always and forever. Listen to me. Let me talk to you.
Oh
Goddamn,
boy.
Bret Hart's brother. Come on now, he died in the ring. We finished that fucking pay per view. Come
I
on,
mean,
let's
to be fair, that was a while ago. We did not know that he had unfortunately passed away
We
until after
watched
that. But
this
yes, it's
nigga.
true.
They watched him
Yes,
fall
the
from the
people
fucking
there
ceiling and
watched
get
it, but we
land
didn't
on a
know
ring
that.
post.
Yeah, but we didn't know. It wasn't like national news or anything after the fact. But yes, this is true.
I mean, but I'm saying it feel in sports, regardless of whether they're pre-scripted or not. I feel like it's always isn't the show must go on. I mean, it is what it is. And the gentleman made a complete recovery, right?
He did.
Okay, you can't recover from death, and we got the next match on the card already. All I'm saying is, yeah,
I do somewhat agree with you, especially when it comes down to these really big franchises. There was a whole lot of discussion on how things were going to go. It's when they canceled the game, what that would mean for other teams and all of
Mhm.
that stuff like that. But as we see, the only major thing that has changed since that incident when it comes to the NFL is them keeping the camera on when there is an injury or replaying like a hit or something like that when there is a major injury on the field. So the NFL was never going to stop making money regardless of the situation. Like we were not going to not get the Super Bowl. We were not going to not get anything else. So I do somewhat agree with him. Like this is a big industry that pays a lot of people in different avenues, moving stuff and adjusting stuff
well,
has so
think
many
about the
different
people who
moving
bought the
parts.
tickets too. They came there to see a game. Are you just going to shaft them out of who can't get off work again to attend this event? Who's only in
Oh, and
town
they're
for a
not going
certain
to give
amount?
you a refund for your tickets either. So if you
No,
flew
not
all the
not
way
remotely.
there
So
and stuff like that, you're not getting that back. So your game, your
Yeah, that
trip
is
was
true.
just
that's
cut
all.
short,
That's
and
all I'm
that's
saying.
unfortunate.
That is
And,
all I'm saying. Is
yeah,
there's a lot of people who have a lot at stake in situations like this. We know how money is in this day and age. People work hard to pay for stuff, whether it be a football game or going to a wrestling match. Whatever your poison is, you probably work hard for the money that you spend on it.
All
yeah.
right.
But I
So,
would say
oof.
that injury was extremely tough. I don't even like the
Oh
Bills
yeah, it was a
like at
graphic
all.
video.
That's my ex's team, so everything. I don't even know how I was watching that game, and I watched it live on TV, and you could feel like my whole house stop, and you were trying to. They kept replaying it at the time, and then they stopped replaying it, and then it was all over the internet and stuff, and so it was really heartbreaking, and it was good to see the NFL and the fandom, kind of stop with their little petty beefs and rivalries and come together for Damar and all of that stuff. And I'm glad that he made a speedy recovery. It's unfortunate that he no longer intends to play in the NFL, but I'm a strong believer that everything happens for a reason, and I'm pretty sure that if his higher power is God, God had a different plan for him. So
There's a motivational speaking job in there somewhere.
Well, on that note, we will move on to number 7. And I don't really have to say much about number 7 since it is relatively
okay.
recent. All I have to do is just show you a simple picture. How y'all doing today?
Diddy's only at 7. I'm
Yeah.
shocked,
When you
but
see
maybe
some
I'm
of the
not
stuff we've
shocked.
had,
I'm not shocked because
it
Diddy is Diddy, and these rumors aren't new, so I'm not.
That okay? I was about to say we have known about this nigga for years. We have heard
Yeah,
about the crazy shit. We've heard about all the allegations, whether it be SA against a man, SA against a woman, trying to blow niggas' cars up, fucking hanging people off of balconies.
over balconies.
I mean, listen. Diddy is a real deal fucking supervillain that came from the bowels of New York and is ready to destroy anyone who opposes him.
He's like Doctor Doom.
Like only he hasn't came into contact with cosmic radiation yet. Look out for when Diddy's trying to build a spaceship. Shit's getting different.
Right. When he decides he's going to the moon, then we need to be worried.
Yeah, bad boy Lunar is coming soon. But here's the thing, man.
I
Fucking
want a hat that says Bad Boy Lunar.
it's crazy though, because people really acted like this was something like brand new. It's like, nah, bro. Niggas have been talking about the kind of cutthroat nigga that Diddy is since like 95. What are we talking about? Like that man,
Yeah.
Sean Combs is a demon.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Allegedly. King Von ain't got
I,
nothing on him.
I'm just
Yeah.
a strong believer that there are people out there that no matter how successful you are, with success, money, and power, there's always haters, there's always rumors and stuff like that. But everything about Diddy goes all the way back to even before like Biggie and Tupac and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
these are not new. They're always centered around some of the same things. Either
Do you
putting
guys
out hits
remember
on
making the
people
band?
or sex. Oh,
He
and I
made
I
he made them
still
walk
feel
across
bad
the
for those
Brooklyn
people.
Bridge for fucking cannolis or some
Cheesecake.
shit.
No, for
Cheesecake,
cheesecake from
cheesecake.
Junior,
He made
which
them
is
walk
still
across,
open and delivers, by the way. Junior
bruh.
delivers, by the way.
And even if they didn't deliver, they would have delivered to fucking Diddy.
Right. Somebody
Come
would have got in their car,
Yeah, no, but these
got on
niggas,
the
he had these
subway.
people, he had them walk across. These guys want to be rappers, and he's like, well, let's see how your cardio is. How quick can you fucking walk the 10 square miles across the Brooklyn Bridge and back?
In the middle of the night at
In
that,
the,
and it was cold
bruh,
and everything.
it was a new, come on. What are we talking
I
about? This man has been a supervillain.
I
This is
think
devious shit.
the craziest part about Diddy, this particular thing was who it was coming from. I
Yes, it
don't
was
like if this was anybody else, it wouldn't have phased us. It
his
was the
first
fact
wife
that like
mysteriously died.
We
That's
don't
not even allegedly. She did
we
die.
don't ask
The
that
no,
question
that
here.
circumstances
wasn't
were
no, that was for mysteriously because is it mysteriously, but
well.
but
I'm
yeah,
just
it was because it came from Cassie and the fact that we knew that he basically built up her whole career. The girl basically, I'm not even gonna front. She Miss Thing only had like one song, like one real song, and in my
was it
opinion,
that
it was like that one real
wasn't
song, and
Diddy
she's
on
like
the song?
dancing. Yeah, I believe
It was
so.
like
And
the
she's
Me
like
and You
dancing
joint.
around. Yeah, me and you. And she was dancing in that video. She wasn't even like a powerhouse dancer, in my opinion, in that video. Like I've seen
She ain't no
Christina Milian do more than
Beyonce.
that. Right. So, but turned her into like this sensation to where she's gonna get paid. Her grandkids are gonna get paid off of that song because people still play that song.
Hell, not if
But
she don't make it.
but then she kind of fell off, and she, well, not fell off, but she just kind of disappeared. And then she
Dog
had
fell
gotten
off. Fell
married
off.
and all of that stuff like that. And then all of a sudden it was just boom. And I think the biggest controversy about that wasn't even necessarily about what Diddy was being accused of, in my opinion. I feel like it was more focused on Cassie and why she was coming up and coming out about it right then.
She
And there was
still
a
got
lot
that
of back and
settlement.
forth on if she came out there for money, why she didn't come out ahead of time, but yada yada yada. And then the back and forth is like victim blaming
Uh-huh.
or all of those things. And I think that this particular case showed me a lot about how people view
Two
um,
things can be true.
stuff like that. Two things can be true. She could
She,
need money, and all of that shit had happened to
thank
her.
you. I think honestly, in my opinion, that's what it is. She probably needed some money, and I have no doubt that this shit probably legitimately happened. I mean, the horror stories with Diddy are real.
Well,
And
on that,
another thing with that,
she'll need
sorry,
this
but
up
just
here.
before you're done, just one more thing about that. We also have to remember that when you're in high profile relationships or situationships and stuff, there's typically some type of NDA involved. It wouldn't have surprised me if the
True.
statute of limitations on her NDA like lifted or something like
Nah,
that,
they
and
they
so
out
she
here
was
signing
able to do
lifetime
it.
NDAs now.
Oh,
They out here
yeah,
signing
now, but
lifetime
you gotta,
NDAs.
but you gotta remember when Cassie came out, that
True.
was early 2000s.
True.
Like Diddy had kind of disappeared. Well, not disappeared, but he was only a feature here and there or
He
whatever.
wasn't
His
making music
music
all like
wasn't
that.
exactly not on his own anyway.
Yeah.
Well, on that, as our discussion for number 7, as we move on to number 6, shout out to the comments. It's not about a rocket ship though. The number 6 story, it is about a submarine. Because y'all remember that dang submarine. You all remember how this submarine incident? It came from nowhere, and yet it
Bruh.
was everywhere. We were seeing instantly over one day nothing but submarine madness
I
put
still got
together by duct
submarine
tape.
memes. I still have submarine memes. I got the
The
Undertaker
memes were
riding that
insane.
submarine.
Put together by duct tape, signed waivers. Also,
The
unfortunately,
Mad Catz, the Mad Catz Xbox 360 controller to work everything.
oh my God. And I'm sorry for the loss of life. I really am. I'm sorry for the
But
loss of
that's what
life. I'm
you
sorry for the
fucking
tragedy.
get, bro. You're so listen. This is human. This is pride. This is stupidity. This is whatever you want to call it. This is the peak of the human condition where fucking we just think that we're invincible, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna fucking we got all this money, but we're gonna throw this thing together, and we're gonna fucking look at the Titanic and see what all's down there." No, you're going to get crushed by the staggering volume that is fucking 70% of our world.
Give me
Come
that
on.
moonbeam.
Yes,
Oh gosh, he got tripped
my
out.
my issue with all of this, my main issue wasn't like the being curious about the Titanic and stuff. I think it was a major event, and I think the the lore and the history behind it is very interesting and stuff. But for me, I am not testing out anything in the freaking ocean. Like I just don't understand why
Preach.
we as like human beings have so little fear of the ocean. Like there are things down there
It's
that people haven't
70% of the whole
seen
planet.
in billions of like in a million years. Like there are things down there that people haven't seen that they don't know about and any of those things. And so I think it is very bold to say, you know what, we're going to put together this little device and we're going to just go all the way down to literally the bottom of the freaking ocean to try and
Look at a
figure
ship
out
that
something.
sank a
Just
hundred
look
years
at this
ago.
ship. And I don't even know like what is it that they needed to see that they couldn't send some type of technology down there a couple of times first. Like didn't
Ego.
nobody say, you know what? Let's make a mock one like a mock one of these things and send it down and see what it does. Like let's put a little machine inside it. Let's test the oxygen on it and everything and send it down before just saying we're going to spend all this money. We're going to put ourselves in this little itty bitty like little rocket ship little thing and go deep down into the deepest depths of the ocean.
Under
I just
trillions of
believe,
gallons of water.
yes, there's nothing that could have been done, even if it didn't implode. If they would have got stuck there, you know what I'm saying? Like, what was their backup plan? What was their alternative? And I just feel like when it comes to, I'm all for scientific research and all of that stuff, but like two of these people, I don't even think were even remotely qualified to
One of them was
do
one of the
anything
dude's
underwater.
kids. One of them was the guy that paid for all of this after he had fired multiple experts that told him you cannot do this. He managed to find the two suckers that would do it, and then he decided to take his son with him on this.
I'm sad for the. I'm definitely
I feel
sad for the
bad for their
loss.
mom.
I feel bad for everybody involved that affected, but I also think that it was another lesson that there are certain forms of nature that you can't predict and you can't play with, and the ocean, in my opinion, is one of them. Like that's one of them, and I feel like if it could have been done, don't you think that some type of company would have chosen to do that? Like Elon Musk likes to do all types of weird shit. Like
You got to
he
think he'd
ain't
rather
even said
send
I'm
shit
going
to
down
the
there. You
moon.
know,
He'd rather send it into space than try and look what's underneath the ocean.
I don't want to know what's down there. Whatever's down there is down there for a reason.
It's
It is
minding its own
separate from
business.
us
Leave it
for a
be.
reason. It's minding its own business. But that incident definitely showed me that the black community, per usual, can't take shit seriously and turn the
Nah,
internet into chaos with
I
their
still
memes.
got memes in my phone. I ain't even gonna lie.
I think they could have waited a little bit with the memes until after we
No,
knew if the
because
people were
think,
alive or not.
listen, fuck that, because it's so stupid. Think the first thing they told us about it was, listen, multiple experts told him that he shouldn't do this. He hired multiple people and fired multiple people because they said, hey, I'm not comfortable doing this. He managed to find the fucking people who were like, oh, you're gonna give me how much to, and I mean, this is a classic case of fuck around and find out.
I do believe
Oh,
ego and money played a
Ego
major part of that.
was the main thing, like thinking for some reason that you could just throw something together, you don't properly test it, you don't, I mean, you don't have a way to properly test it because you can't generate that much weight like to even try and like replicate the force of that much water.
Like I said, they could have put a little device in there to run levels of oxygen to know if they could breathe that far down and all that stuff like that, and send a version of that down there with a non-human being, just like we do any other type of testing. We didn't send humans into space first.
True. RIP to
well,
all the dogs and monkeys that went though.
Yeah,
and
Peter
on that
wasn't gonna
note,
let that happen,
oh
but
boy.
still.
Well, let us continue. Number five. All I gotta do is, well, I can say what it is too.
If Blueface and Krishan aren't here on here somewhere, Monray, you didn't do this due diligence on this list.
I'm gonna tell you
Let
right
me
now, they're
tell
not
you
on
now.
here because when you see
That's
these,
Thank
great.
God.
They have taken
Thank
over
God.
every
no,
facet of media.
no,
Look
Thank
how
God.
bro,
No,
go look at
but
how
I do
many
know what is
followers
on
that
there.
kid.
That damn chair is on here somewhere. I know
Oh
that's
well,
on
it's got to
here.
be up near the top. That's got to be top three.
I know that's
A
on
nigga
there.
swam. A nigga
and here
swam for
we
that
are
chair.
because y'all decided to bring it up. It is number five, the Montgomery boat brawl. And all we have to do is just show the madness, show the
Fuck
chairs,
around and find out.
show the
Period.
WWE happening in real life. If you don't know, simple explanation: security guard trying to do his job told a group of white individuals, "You need to move this boat." The white individuals decided to start a problem, tried to beat up on the black security
And
guard,
every
and
nigga came out.
other African American or black people from all over, people that was on some boats passing by, people that was down the pier decided to come in, and
Aquaman showed up.
it turned into a whole kerfuffle. Somebody even swam across the channel to get to that docks just so they could help the man out, and it turned into a mess. It was crazy. It was
Oh,
wild. This took over that month. You saw pictures of chairs on shirts,
I still
chairs
got
everywhere.
Montgomery memes too.
It was crazy. Ebony Moonbeam, the Montgomery Boat Brawl, please.
Like I said, fuck around and find out. Also, this is one of the few times that I am all about the gang violence, and I think after watching that video a couple of times, I was like, see, it's always something. And let me tell you something. Let me just preface this by saying I do not dislike the the melanated list people. I don't. I have a lot of Caucasian friends
I'm half
and
white.
whatnot.
I
I
love
do.
white people.
Yeah, I got white in me too. I don't openly preach that, but I do. But and this was a common like just entitlement gone wrong. They sat there, they were drunk as hell. They were like, I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. And they told them to move and they was like, we still gonna do whatever we wanted to do. And then they decided, well, you know what? You're not gonna tell us what to do and decided they was gonna give Buck what he gonna do. And they didn't expect people to be like, oh hell no, 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 no. Y'all not about to just jump this man because that's really what they did. They jumped the black security guard,
For
and
doing
then
his
got it
job.
for doing his job, and that's why everybody came through. Let me tell you, a man swimming, hopping off where he was and swimming across so he could fight, and then once that boat docked, everybody coming out like it was like a clown car where everybody there was like 8 million people in a really small car just coming out like that's what they got because they started that shit, and people should have, and the people that weren't involved just needed, well, not them, the people that weren't the main antagonist should have
The
stayed
main
out of it in the first
combatants,
place.
the
Right,
people who
in the
weren't in the
first
initial
place, everybody,
confrontation.
exactly, everybody else that got hurt or was affected in that was collateral damage because sometimes you just need to
Preach.
mind your own business. Like me, I would have been the person recording. I'm not jumping in the water to save no random stranger or whatever. I'm
Oh, I'm
sorry.
crashing somebody's fucking
Like
old grandma for trying to jump a nigga. I'm yoking her.
now that woman that got knocked the hell out. Oh yeah, like you're not
Woo!
about because
I
there's a
wish I
lot of
was
men that
that
won't put
nigga.
hands on a woman. So I would have been like, oh no, like you're not about to keep hitting this man or whatever. So now I gotta hit you because he can't
Nah,
hit
my
me.
mama taught me equal rights, equal fights. You throwing hands, you can get it. I don't give a fuck.
I ain't mad at him. Glad that you. No, yeah, the camera angles. I think people were really in shock. Like
Yeah, a lot of
I
people
think
were
people were
froze
generally
up
like,
because
I don't
it's
know
a
what to
crazy
do.
thing.
You're like on a little boat tour, like in
Minding your own
Montgomery,
business.
Alabama. Like I think some people were probably like, this is Alabama. And then other people were like, oh my gosh, this is really
This is
Alabama.
a dispute over someone's cousin. I know it is.
Yes.
Y'all are
All,
silly.
all
But
of this was hilarious. It was hilarious
yeah,
and it gave us more memes. Once again, black people for the win.
That
Like all
chair is in
year.
everybody's house now. Everyone has a
It's
folding chair.
well, first off, that was in black people's houses before because most of us play cards. And so we have those
True.
folding chairs for card parties. So anybody could have got them. I would like to know the statistics though on the sales of those type of chairs after this happened though. Like if their stock went up, that would have been interesting.
I'm gonna be honest. And listen, do your own fact checking, folks. But I am under the belief that there was, in fact, after this happened, there was a shortage of fucking folding metal chairs on the indie wrestling scene. There was. I know this for a
Indie
fact.
wrestling.
Niggas were having trouble finding chairs because everyone was going and buying chairs.
Yeah, they had to go get like the little plastic beach chairs that
Yeah,
you get
yeah,
out of the
or the
aluminum ones,
fucking ones that are like
the metal ones.
the camping chairs that fold up that have like the metal rods in them because it's still got
Yeah,
a
they
height.
don't do enough. No, they don't do enough.
well, let's go on to number 4. Shout out to the Montgomery Bro Bob because these folks over here believe that I'm crazy for not having Blueface and Krishan Rock. Please believe we've had way bigger stories, as you are
No, don't
about to
say
see.
they, because I don't want
Yeah.
nothing
I'm
to
just
do with that.
saying,
Oh,
bro.
don't worry.
This
You're
is
gonna
so
see.
funny.
Yeah, it's funny, but believe it, they ain't trending more than
He
these right
called. He punched her in the face a couple days ago. He called her, and then she had the baby laying in the front seat of the car, no car seat. Come on, this shit is
You know what? I
hilarious.
can't.
Don't worry, because you want to talk about things like some punches, and we do have something about a fight, but not really fight. It's more about an assault because this
Damn,
man right here,
cold game.
Jonathan Majors, Kang the Conqueror,
We was kangs.
the MCU thrown in the kerfuffle because we know this story went on for some months. Jonathan Majors, who was formerly Kang the Conqueror for the MCU, was caught up in a domestic violence situation even
He
after
ran his
external
ass off
footage
from that
came
white
out,
lady.
and ultimately got convicted and ultimately lost his opportunity in the MCU. And the entire thing was wild. entire thing is crazy. This is number 4 story. The Afro Commie, you are up.
Listen, I feel so bad because Kang, man, he had a thing. Kang had a thing, and he let it get messed up. Listen, I feel like he might maybe we get away with it if we didn't have like the whole "I want you to be my Michelle Obama" tape. You know what I mean? If we if he didn't want this white woman to be every upstanding black woman that we've seen in the last couple decades, maybe we would have just took the video of him fucking reenacting the fucking old man from Get Out. Maybe we would have sat there and fucking been like, yo. But we heard that and like just seeing it, it sucks because it's so fucking funny, but it fucked us out of a really good Kang. And now, I mean, I'm all for Doctor Doom. We've already talked about this. I'm all for Doctor Doom. But listen, we was Kangs. And I'll always remember in my heart that end credit scene where we had the Council of Kangs just cheering. I mean, beautiful things. This teaches you step lightly with the white folks. I mean, listen, I'm a lover of white cheeks. It is what it is. I'm not gonna lie about it. But man, you got to be ready for anything because this nigga caught a charge for running away. Allegedly, we don't know what else all happened led up to it. But at the end of the day, from what we saw, nigga, you just lost everything because you ran away from her.
Ebony Moonbeam, any
Okay.
comments?
Go on and take this picture down so you can see my face.
Oh boy, here we go. Let's go ahead into the
So,
nice Summer Jam screen.
so, I love Jonathan Majors and I love Kang and y'all know all of that. And it was unfortunate. I am not going to say I feel sorry for him. And the reason I do not feel sorry for him is because as a black woman, he should have been with a what? He should have been
Oh,
with a
hold
black woman.
on now. That's
He
not
should have
the
been with a
that
black
Oh
woman.
shouldn't be.
Let me tell you
wow.
something. Let me tell you something. No, no. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna give you a couple reasons why. First off, these men need to stop fucking with women that have less to lose than they do. That is number one, and that is a rule of thumb for
Well, think when
all
you're like
people.
that. Well,
No,
hold
no,
on.
no,
When
no,
you're
no, no.
like
Don't, no, no,
him,
no,
it's kind of
no,
hard
no.
to find someone on your.
That's bullshit. And you know it. There are so many successful people out here. There are people out here that have just as much to lose as that man does. Maybe not like 8 million. I mean, eight
I was gonna
freaking
say he
million
just lost one of the most
Marvel
lucrative movie
movies.
contracts we've
No,
seen.
but there are people out there that are successful enough, maybe not Marvel successful, that would not have ever wanted that to go to court. That would have never wanted that to become in the public eye because it could affect them in their image. That is why people say it, like, you know how you say like date within your class and date within your finances and all of that
Aim
stuff.
for the
There's a
moon,
reason
land in
why
the
people
stars,
say that.
baby.
There's a reason why people say that. A. B. I am a strong believer. Now, I am not saying that this is a rule of thumb because there are always exceptions to the rule. But we have seen so many times where we do not always like to put our men in prison. I do
Well, I
not
mean, he ain't going
believe
to
that if
jail.
she was of, I don't believe, well, I don't think that we would have put him in the position to lose everything. We because we know that if we would have went to court now, we may have been like, well, give me some money and then we can go about our business. I ain't gonna say they wouldn't have said anything or done anything, but when you put yourself in these positions, at the end of the day, no matter how you feel about race relations, like I don't have an issue with mixed race relations, couples, none of that or
I wouldn't
whatever.
be here without it.
But
I can't be against it.
I don't have an issue with it at all. No, I don't have an issue with it at all. And in the past, before stuff like George Floyd and stuff, I had no problem being with a white man. Now I just won't do it because I'm not going to explain to you why I'm angry or whatever. I'm just not doing any of that. However, when it comes to society, no matter how rich we are as black folks, no matter how rich, no matter how successful, powerful, we are never
I
going to
agree with
be
that.
on the same standard of them. And white women's tears are on a whole nother level. All of this shit is just very reminiscent of Emmett Till and all of that stuff.
Oh,
Anytime a black man had anything to do with a white woman that would be considered like domestic or sexual assault or any of that shit or whatever, it don't matter how powerful that man is. They he was going to be in trouble because they always believe them. Almost not like 8 times out of 10 that you have to have a lot of shit for them to not believe a white woman. Like real shit. And even as a white man, sometimes you're not safe. Look at Johnny Depp. That's all I'm gonna say. So
Hey, he won in the end though.
did he though? Because
Did
he
he?
lost a lot of
He
shit.
did.
He
He did
lost
lose.
basically
Okay,
everything
I
Disney
wasn't thinking
related.
about. He
He
was
lost
Captain Jack
everything
Sparrow. He
Disney
did.
related. And
He
and
did.
Disney, no, not just that. All of the Harry
He won
Potter
in the
stuff that
eyes of the
the
law.
Fantastic Beast shit that he was doing, all
Yeah,
of
that
that.
nigga was
But there's
Grindelwald.
also one more thing. There's also one more thing I have to say. Them tapes where he is saying you need to carry yourself like Michelle Obama. Why didn't you find someone like Michelle Obama? Why are you trying to make a woman be
Maybe
like
that's not what
Michelle
he's
Obama instead
attracted
of
to,
trying to
though.
find one?
You can't.
I'm
Hold
just
on,
saying
wait. You can't control what you're attracted to.
I'm not even talking about color at this point. I'm talking about class. I'm talking about education. I'm talking about the things that he wanted her to be. Lots of people are always out here trying to change people. They're like, okay, I like you for this thing, but I really still want you to have X, Y, and Z, and these ain't in who this person is. Stop trying to change people. If he would have found a woman that gave off the
The aura he
aura
was
and the
looking at.
class and all of
Yeah.
that stuff that he was looking for, he wouldn't have to worry about that. Any race can jam you up. You have to be careful regardless. I'm not saying that no race cannot jam you up, but I am also saying that it is more. Just pull up the statistics. I don't even need to like go into that. Or how about you just go ask your homie? Go ask your homie. Go look at shit or whatever. You will find out. You would be surprised if it comes down to a black man and white woman tears. White woman tears gonna win
We will
eight out of
stop it
ten
here.
times.
We will stop it here because it's gonna go into something else. We will stop it here.
I've defeated white women tears many a time, though.
That is
That's
number
because
4.
I ain't even go there.
We're gonna stop. We're
I
gonna
ain't
stop
even
it
go
here.
there.
I will put a silence to that. We stop here and we will go on to our number 3 because we believe I know y'all have more to say about these last 3 anyway. With number 3, we go back to the NBA to shout out to Ja Morant because
Ja Will.
because
Ja
like I
Will,
said,
bro.
y'all want to talk about Blueface and them. No, we have stories that came out. If you don't know, Ja Morant is a young emerging NBA superstar that was possibly about to lose almost everything when he had multiple incidents of showing firearms and things of that nature
He's
on
addicted to the
social
smoke,
media,
bro.
and it was the NBA had to come down on him, and it could have led to way worse things. And he had to go and get some kind of treatment, some kind of help for some of those things. It was rough. It was a crazy couple of months because he had 2 separate
And
incidents.
then
It
didn't
means he
he
didn't
do
have
it again
professional.
after that?
Yeah, he had one
Hey,
incident. Then about a month later, he had a second one. It was wild. So then he just came back from a 25 game suspension, and so far so good. Any comments?
listen, and I'm
I'll
speaking
let him
purely.
go first.
I'm speaking purely from experience here. In my experience, the young black gentlemen of this age group in this point in time have an aversion to flagging a camera whenever it's out if they've got a weapon on them. I don't know what it is. Fucking, I really don't. But if you point a camera at a nigga and they have a gun, okay, a nigga in the demographic of let's say fucking 18 to 24. I don't even want to make it super wide. Fucking, how old is John Moran?
22, I believe.
Okay, 18 to 24. Fucking, I don't know what it is, but whether you want to blame it on the music, blame it on the media, blame it on whatever you want. In my experience, at least, fucking, they do it. Like, I don't know if it's a subconscious thing or if they're thinking
He's
about
20.
doing
He's
it.
24. He's 24 now.
Okay, so that's still like I said, 18 to 24. Fucking, they have an aversion for some reason. Fucking disregard every bit of gun safety that's ever been put before fucking anybody, and fucking fly your camera whenever you've got a gun on you for some reason. I don't know what it is, but a lot of them do it, and I mean, it's not illegal. At least it's not illegal.
Ebony Moonbeam, you're up.
Um, I just all these stories really piss me off,
Oh, it's gonna
and I'm
get
gonna just
worse.
no, I know. I mean, all of these type of stories where a celebrity or like all the boy gotta do is not do nothing stupid and play some fucking basketball, and he makes crazy amounts of money. I have to get my non NBA talentless ass up every day and go to a 9 to 5 to not get any of what he does. And I just don't understand why they can't see the amazing opportunities that they have to not only be successful but to do what they love and make money off of it, to be well known from it. All of those things. All he had to do. Why do you need to show off a gun? First off, bro, this ain't even you. This is not your life. Like what another thing that bothered me is like he's not even that type of guy. You get what I'm saying? Like I could even
You say
understand
he's
if he
not
was like
him. He's not him.
it's not
So
him.
it's
Like
not John Wick.
if you was really like a hood dude and that's all you knew or whatever, and it's hard for you to
Ain't
break
nobody
out of
finna
that,
show you.
and
Ain't no
he's
hood nigga
young.
finna show you their
I
gun.
get that. I get no, but I'm even saying like even you even see with rappers now they'll sit there and say, yeah, I used to sell this and I used to do this and whatever, whatever. But they not talking about that shit no more. They're not doing that shit anymore because now they're in a different space. They know the opportunities that they have and they don't have to be that guy. But he was never even that guy. So you're just putting on just to put on. And guess what? He can just put on just from his talent alone. The boy knows how to play some ball. Period. I just don't. Anytime I see something like this, I'm like, you're willing to throw away an opportunity that comes once in a lifetime to such a little amount of people. That there are people out there that would give their newborn baby in order to be even half as successful as he is, and he's just throwing it away over some dumb shit that he don't even need. You're a celebrity. You don't even need a gun for real. You got hire a freaking
No, but
bodyguard
he
and
hold
call
on,
it
wait.
a
He's still an
day.
American. If he wants to have a gun, he should be able to have a fucking gun.
I'm not saying to not have one. I'm just saying he doesn't even need
He
one.
didn't
So
do
the fact
anything
that you
illegal. I'm playing devil's
but
advocate.
no, I'm just saying he didn't do anything illegal, but you don't even need to have it on there and flash it and be like, yeah, I got this, come at me, whatever. Like it's not even you don't even need to do all of that. Because I
All right.
know we're not acting like he just be going places without any type of security or having friends that are really willing to do that for him. You know what I mean? Because sometimes that's their payday too. I just feel like he was this close to throwing away something that he may not have been able to get back. So I hope that now that he's back
I
from
just
the
don't know if
suspension,
what he did was a
he does.
throwawayable everything offense. Like
It
at the
is
end of
in
the
the
day,
NBA.
you should never flag a camera. I am a gun safety advocate as a person who grew up around guns. Fucking, I'm all about gun safety. You don't point a gun at anything you're not willing to destroy. Plain and simple. But I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, he's a 24-year-old kid. Fucking, he's got all the money in the world. Fucking, he's probably spent some of that money on firearms, hopefully through legal means. Fucking, and I mean, there's different ways to show it off. If you'd have just you could have just showed a picture of the gun, and maybe a video of you at the range or something. I just think it was more like the setting that threw everyone off. Because I can think of many different scenarios where him holding the gun on camera, I wouldn't say is inflammatory or should be punished in any way, shape, or form. I just,
All
I
right.
don't,
You
I
gotta
don't like
follow the
people
We'll stop
rules.
getting,
it at that.
You
I don't
We'll
gotta
like
stop it
follow
at
the
people
that.
getting
rules
punished
though
for
of the
it's the
league.
Second
It's the
Amendment,
rules of the
yo. You
league.
can't punish
But it's
somebody
the
for.
rules of the
I
league,
know, I know.
Yeah.
and he
It's a
knows that.
privately owned company. I understand that. That is what it is.
All right. We will stop it there because I know y'all gonna have some stuff to say on the last two, and we got to make sure to tie this up in a bow when it comes to the time. But we can't go on forever on every one of these because we've been through these all year anyway. And I know as soon as I show this picture, Miss Ebony Moonbeam is gonna let you know you have the floor for this next one.
Oh God,
I'm just gonna show this
what
nice
is
picture.
Ooh,
this?
I'm intrigued.
Just gonna leave her right here, and we're just gonna just put this right here. This is our number two. This is our number two, and we're gonna give you the floor, Miss Ebony Moonbeam.
Okay, so I, if y'all watched the episode where they discussed this, I was on that episode, and I had some things to say. I personally feel like spilling the beans. Like, well, first off, are we talking about the initial spilling the beans, or are we talking about like the more recent stuff? Because I want to say I was on the conversation where when she first came out and it was like they
Before the
were
book press run, I
separated.
feel like this is more about the
Yeah,
book press run that she made
before
embarrassing Will.
right before the book or whatever. Like I personally felt like whatever they do, whether they were together or not, the whole entanglement, all of that. I'm a strong believer that celebrities be into some weird shit, and but he's still around and he's a grown ass man, and didn't nobody tell him to sign up or to continue to stay with whatever he signed up for. His kids are grown. He don't have to be there anymore if you don't want to. He's there, and they have whatever arrangement that they have. These are not even the things that we've come to know now, where she openly speaks about some of these things. We were rumors for years, like
There were
decades.
not rumors for years that she was selling crack in Baltimore. God damn it.
Well, no, not that one. But that was the press. But that was the book stuff. See,
Did she
didn't
manage
follow
to
it.
embarrass the man in that too?
I didn't follow it much with the book stuff, to be
She
honest,
lied a whole
because
bunch. She lied a
I
whole
don't I
bunch.
don't know about much of the book stuff. I just know in general with the whole that they had been
I
separated and
blame you
yada
for me
yada
paying such close
yada.
attention to this.
Well,
I'm sorry.
I,
I just feel like she's a weird gal. She's a weird gal, and but she's allowed to be weird. There's a lot of people weird out here, and I feel like if she was just a normal person, a lot of people wouldn't give a shit. But she's who she is, and she talks a lot, but it makes her money. So if that makes her money and she has no shame, then power to you, Jada. Do you? And I wish you the best, Will. I hope that's
mm,
all what you want. That's all. I really don't have too much to say about it, surprisingly.
cool.
Mom Ray, can I?
You have a quick word, my friend.
Jada Pinkett Smith is an emotional terrorist. She is fucking. She went on a whole press run to goddamn slander and fucking mudsling a nigga that has gave her the world. She's made nowhere near as much money as him. Fucking, we looked at the numbers. It is not
We did.
close. It's not close, not remotely anything resembling anything near close. And
And he
I
can leave.
mean, listen. If I here's what I personally need, and I'm gonna leave it at this. Will, if you've got some like super masochistic kink, I need you to embrace it and let us know so we can be like, okay, he's into that shit. Like there's a reason for it. Otherwise, it's just gonna keep on engendering these feelings of hate from fucking random stands that are like super parasocial. It's gonna be bad. It's not just gonna be me talking shit about your wife because I'm high. It's crazy
But
though.
but don't you think that a lack of speaking on it is him speaking on it in the same sense?
No,
Like,
no, not in
no,
this
I
day.
feel like him.
Not in this
I
day and
feel
age.
like him not saying anything about like, oh no, I'm completely against all of this, or what my wife is saying isn't true, or I can't believe she said that. She should have kept that in private life. I feel like he doesn't care as much as the public want him to care because he's cool with it, or
But
at least
that's a
cool with it
super
enough to
serious
not
lack of
leave.
self-respect then, which is
Then that is on
saddening.
Will
That
and not
is.
Jada.
But
That
that's
is
a,
on him.
she's taking advantage of
Self
it
and
though.
self respect.
She's
And
taking
self respect.
advantage of it. There's no
She
ifs,
a
ands,
grown.
or buts about it.
I won't
No,
deny
it's
that.
just a regular jacket, Angelica. But let me go ahead and give the nice run through as I present number one. For anybody that needs to play catch up and needs to watch through. Number 10 was the Angel Reese Caitlin Clark incident. Number 9 was the possible TikTok ban. Number 8 was the Mar Hamlin's incident. Number 7 is Diddy and his reign of terror. Number 6, the submarine incident. Number 5, the Montgomery boat brawl. Number 4, Jonathan Major's trial, or his entire incident rather. Number 3, John Morant
John
incident.
Wick.
Number 2, Jada Pinkett, and of course I have to give a shout out to some of them that didn't make the list, but got some noteworthy things. Lizzo's
Honorable mention.
lawsuits that came
Oh,
against her, the Writers Guild strike, and of course, shout out to Steve Harvey for the story that came out of Marjorie cheating, which found out to be false.
With the security guard or the
But
chef, one of the two.
for this last one, I'm just going to put it up here. You're going to say your spiel. We'll get out of here because I don't even need to say much about it. Um, have y'all seen Broadway Russell? Anybody? because this,
Woo.
I have to say, I believe was the biggest, craziest trending topic that went out this year. This story was everywhere, every kind of news media. It hit African
They
American
made a
boards,
Tubi
racial
movie.
boards, everything.
I feel like
It
the
was
two out of
wild.
the top two out of the top three, I was on a show with you guys where we talked about those things.
Probably because, man, when
This
I tell you,
this was ridiculous, and
have at it.
she gets everything that comes from this bullshit. And I do not feel sorry for her. I do not. Like I said on the show, she made it very hard to women for women in general, especially Black women, to be believed in anything just because of how serious. Like you just fully fled, like you full fledged, bold faced, kidnapped yourself and had the whole country believing that you were kidnapped. And really, it seems like it was all over some crazy boyfriend shit and trying to
Mad
get some
toxic.
attention from him. And that is just ridiculous. And I hated it. And like I said on the show previously, I didn't even know about this story at first. The reason I even recognized it when it started getting attention on the news was because surprisingly on TikTok there was a girl that had multiple videos and then she had went live and had like hundreds of thousands of people on her live where she was like, we need to find Carly, this is a mother, this is a blah 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 blah, yada yada yada, getting people to feel all these things. And I wish I would have screenshot it and saved it because I would have loved to see her response after finding out that it was all a big ass lie from this woman. She crazy, and I hope that she gets the help that she needs because she needs to talk to somebody because that don't make no damn sense.
And I will give it to the Afro Comic for the final word before we sign off. You may
Crazy.
speak.
This is what happens when you watch Gone Girl too many times.
Oh my goodness.
This right
Hunger
here.
is great though. It is great.
Okay, see, watch out for Ebony. This is crazy. Any girl that likes Gone Girl too much, this is some shit that I feel like could be in your bag of tricks or wheelhouse. I feel like you might do some shit like this. She was mad at her boyfriend. She was like, "Oh, I've made sure the couple days leading up to this, I've told my family and friends that I don't feel safe around him, and fucking I think that he could hurt me, and da 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 da." And then lo and behold, she disappears after trying to follow a child that was left on a fucking interstate. Someone just left their baby on the interstate. Oh my god. And I tried to follow after him, and then I was abducted by somebody and they tortured me and made me eat crackers and cheese. Bitch, what are we talking about?
Did we ever? Because I know that she went to court for this, but I didn't follow the case because I was just so disgusted by it. Did she ever show any like real remorse for what she did?
We never really got
I
that
was gonna
from
say no. I
her.
don't think they gave us like
No.
that inside the court. I don't know if
They
there was
never
ever a
gave her like her
stenographer's
side of it.
report.
Most of the found is that she didn't really say anything about the incident from her point of view.
And what was her punishment? What ended up happening to her? Because I know she got arrested, but that's
It
all
was
I
like,
know.
let me make sure I don't want to be misquoted.
Fact check.
You got
Right.
to do.
I appreciate that because there's a lot of people on YouTube that just be saying shit.
I don't ever want to do that. All right. And so for the final word, make sure I speak the truth. She was found guilty of false kidnapping, ordered to pay about $18,000, and supposedly she has a year to spend in jail. I have to look at more than that. But supposedly, according to CBS News, that's what she got. But
And they made a fucking Tubi movie out of that shit.
I think that was very lenient of them, to be honest,
She got
because of
off
the
easy,
amount
yo.
of resources that they put into trying to find her
She
and
gonna
stuff
declare
like that.
bankruptcy and not even have to pay off that settlement.
That's what I said. That
but
wasn't enough, in
we'll
my
see. But on
opinion.
that note, that is our countdown show. I have to thank my two lovely co-hosts, my guests for joining in. Of course, the Afro Commie 765 and Ms. Ebony Moonbeam. Make sure to go hunt them down, find them on all media bins, especially Ms. Ebony Moonbeam for her own personal show. They'll also be on the Blurred Cartel page tomorrow. Make sure y'all go look. Make sure y'all go view. And we might be on there as well. Thank you all for joining. We will be
Thanks
out.
for having me.
Of course. Thank you all for
Happy
watching.
New